Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing? Today it's Sunday, May the 10th, 2020. Happy Mother's Day once again to all the great moms out there, including mine. Welcome to another episode of Music of Destruction right here on YouTube, bringing you the best in metal-related content. So today, doing another metal review, and this one comes to us from my good friend Josh Dominus out of Saratoga, New York, with his solo projects, Morticide, and the album's called One with the Darkness. And I know it's taken me a while to get to this one, Josh, but I'm doing it today. Morticide is a thrash death metal project that Josh started back in 2019. Now, his musical influences come from a wide variety of styles, which to me is quite interesting. We've got styles that include nu metal, death metal, thrash metal, deathcore, and metalcore, which really make for an interesting mix when you consider the approach that he's taken on this effort. And going solo is definitely not an easy decision for most musicians, so I can really respect what he's done here and what he's going for. Now, one thing I will mention is that Josh did do all the music himself, though it is programmed with GarageBand iOS, so the quality and the organic feel of it can only be so good with GarageBand OS, but he is planning on getting instruments when it comes time and he's able to afford them. Now, the album's themes center on depression, misanthropy, self-hatred, and societal division, which to me is very, very intriguing. And when it comes to metal, this is what I look for in my music. I really look for something that is centered around delivering a message, something with meaning and purpose, and that's definitely present here. He released One with the Darkness on March 13th, 2020. And hey, if you guys missed anything, just click the eye in the upper left corner of the screen. Everything you need to get caught up on all my latest videos up there right now for you guys. Please check those out. I'd really appreciate it. Now, the album opens with A Taste of Evil and begins with a really dark, ambient, ominous sounding passage that is actually done quite well before it breaks in with a clean guitar passage here. And all of the program instrumentation that he's done here does blend well together and really accentuates the mix quite well here. The track has a really hypnotic theme throughout, and the guitar work and the drumming follow this hypnotic theme. And Josh's vocals are decent, and he definitely sounds very convicted throughout this album's delivery and what it's going for. However, I will say I wish it wasn't programmed because it definitely makes the instrumentation sound very flat and not as good as it could had he used real instruments. But hey, for a first release and for having the balls to express himself like this is actually done quite well. And when you don't have access to instrumentation, it can make things quite difficult as a musician. Overall, a decent track. Emotionally, it's very convincing at what he's trying to get across, for sure. Next up is One with the Darkness, which opens with another slower, clean guitar passage, but follows a similar theme in terms of pacing and guitar work before it breaks into its metallic rage that really gives it that solid edge that he was going for here. And this one's a lot slower paced and to me almost has like a Doom-like vibe to it, along with the vocal style, which isn't bad, though I wonder if he could have had more range and expanded upon this, as it does kind of get monotonous a little bit throughout the album. But again, this is a friend who's only 18, his first album, and for what he's done here, it is a solid offering. I just think perhaps it might have not had all the potential fully reached because of his financial limitations, which led to not having instruments. There's just something about programmed music that isn't appealing to me, but as I said, for what he had to work with, this is a decent album. Next up is Relentless, and this follows a very similar theme to the rest of the album. And so far, it's definitely got a heavy tone to it with some very convincing emotions and intensity that I'm sure Josh has put a lot of heart and soul into. And there's definitely some variation in different ideas that are being expressed throughout the album. And I can imagine programming everything to fit so well together the way he's done it was a task in of itself. But it's a task that he managed to do quite well. And I do appreciate what he was able to do with it despite the limitations. Next up, we have the track Hatred, which is a full-on, brutal track full of double bass drumming, fast, powerful riffing, and tempo changes that become quite interesting, especially when they're combined with Josh's vocals, which give the song a pretty potent intensity and direction, yet I feel as if some of his stuff might have been rushed in parts, as a lot of this album follows ideas from previous tracks and themes that are explored it does offer up some variation and kind of just has this contrast going on between monotony and variation that I'm sure was not intentional, as it is his first effort. Some bands, it's to be expected. The programming limitations of GarageBand iOS really hurt the album's overall experience, and I can understand what he's trying to accomplish here, but unfortunately, a lot of it falls flat due to the monotone tonality of the guitars and the bass and the drumming, and you can definitely tell that it's programmed music. But overall, this is an okay song, and the rest of the album does follow many similar themes and ideas being expressed throughout. And without having real instruments, I mean, you got to understand there's limitations here, obviously. But hey, let's check out the song Hatred from Morticide right here on Music of Destruction. Enjoy.
In the name of a grave, the day when sincerity is unseen under you. You are the mistake, you're looking at rest, I'm looking at the events, and all this is looking to my eyes, you will find no way, but forever in eternity, but just wanting me. Let's down the line. No way to the misery, you can call it something, but why is it won't go? Some self-righteous head, you can't get over yourself, so drunk in it on my mind. What's been
And we are back. And yeah, I think the right ideas are being brought forth here, and there's definitely a lot of creativity and emotions from Josh's lyrics, which are fully intact here. But however, like I said, the programmed instruments make the record as a whole sound very flat and lifeless. But he said he's going to do a lot better of a job on his next effort. He is in the process of acquiring a guitar. He has an electronic drum set, so he does have some real instruments that he could use that I think will give his work a lot more authenticity in terms of the sound, the direction, and the emotions that he's going for here, which are very good. The lyrics are amazing. I'll let you guys interpret the lyrics yourself, as I didn't really want to get into the lyrics because a lot of it's very personal for him. And I know that with personal lyrics, it's open to interpretation, but it's a lot of hatred, isolation, depression, and societal division, obviously. And overall, it is a really good album, and it would sound great if there was more, if there was instrumentation, and it would have got a 7 or an 8 out of 10 for sure. However, with what we have here, because of the limitations of GarageBand iOS, the final verdict for Morticide's-one with the Darkness is going to get a 6 out of 10. However, because of what Josh was going for here, I do score it a 6 because of him alone and his vocals and his lyrics. Musically, not very great, however. But the ideas were good in of themselves, if you guys get what I mean. And hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell so you don't miss anything. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Music of Destruction. Join the Facebook group. Go to facebook.com/groups/Music of Destruction. If you'd like to support the channel and help me keep things going, go to patreon.com/Music of Destruction and select your tier level. For $5 a month, you can get access to the Seed podcast. Right now, episode 20, The History of Motorhead Part 2, up there right now. The History of Motorhead Part 3, episode number 21, will be up tomorrow, Monday, May the 11th. Very excited to bring you guys that one, so look forward to that. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I'd like to give a shout out here to Shadows of Death Records, and Gail does a lot of work to help me get bands on the channel. Thank you, Gail. Happy birthday yesterday. Hope you had a great day. Go to shadowsofdeathrecords.com/list-2-music. Check out the newest addition to his label with Sight of Luna Requiem, and I'm really looking forward to what he's going to be putting together with Sight of Luna. He's working and producing their next album, so I'm really excited for that, as they're a great brand. You can check out my review of Sight of Luna up there in the corner of the screen, as all my videos you can get caught up on. Also, I'd like to give shout outs to some great metal YouTubers. Metal Ben's Chronicles, great channel. He's really improved his content a lot. King of Swords, my buddy Mike Ross out of St. Anne, great YouTuber there, very, very precise with what he does, great metal YouTuber there. Acid Metal, my young friend Justin, he has a decent channel as well. My friend in the South, Backwoods Metal, and Farley's Nerd Cave. And of course, check out Morticide on YouTube. Links for Josh's project are in the description. Make sure you support his band. Have yourselves an awesome night. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you Tuesday for the next review. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.